Thanks for staying with us on The What Now. For more on President Trump's aspiration to take over Greenland from Denmark, a global security expert, Femi Aratokun, joins me from London in the United Kingdom. Good to have you join us.
Thank you so much for having me. Good afternoon, Nigerians. Good afternoon to the whole world.
So now the latest from President Trump is that the reason why he wants to annex Greenland is because of international security. He says, and that's because there are Chinese and Russian ships on the Arctic waters. Is there any immediate, threat to international security on the Arctic waters?
At the present moment, I would say yes, there are some level of threats because if you look at the climate change that we keep talking about, the Arctic ice are melting down, and that gives another route for shorter shipping movements. So this might probably be a concern. So the global climate, treaty that everybody seems to have signed, apart from America, that refused to sign this. However, when we talk about the national security, yes, we know exactly what Chinese government can do when it comes to territorial control, and we can see exactly, which is even ongoing, what is going on in Russia, Ukraine, in terms of control of resource takeover at the moment. So yeah, America might have a point, but the question is this: what is going to be the impact to the business as a whole when America is trying to take over? Let us leave that aside. What exactly is really in Greenland? Greenland is really rich in,
And Mr. Aratokun, just before you speak on that, because I was going to say this, that this is not the only territorial waters where the U.S. has, where Russia and China has a presence and where there is dispute. And I was wondering why, we have not seen that kind of, rhetoric coming from President Trump on other disputed areas. Why is Greenland that important?
Yeah, the Greenland is so important because if you look at what happened in Alaska Purchase in 1867, America purchased Alaska from Russia, and it was bought for probably about $7.2 million. What is in Alaska? Mineral resources. Now let us look at what happened in Danish West Indies. That happened in 1917. What happened? America purchased the place at what price? The place was purchased for just only $25 million as at then. So what exactly is in there? Mineral resources as well. So what are we fighting for again in Greenland is all about mineral resources and control of power, and to see who controls what. That is exactly what the whole thing is all about. So do not let us just start thinking about something else, and this might equally bring in a different conflict, tension around the world and around the globe that will affect not only America, Chinese, or China or Russia. It's going to affect Canada. It's going to affect Europe. It's going to affect everywhere. Even Africa will not be spared at the moment. Having said that, let us consider one thing. What exactly is the population in Greenland? Greenland population is even, let me say, about not even up to 60,000. And I can say it, compared to Lagos State, that we have the population about 17.5 million or thereabout. So you can see that the population is not much. Aging is really affecting, and most of the young men and women in Greenland are actually traveling out, to other countries for a very bigger, greener pasture. So those are issues that are actually affecting Greenland at the moment, and America seems to be in control somehow because they want their military base over there, and they want other things to happen over there in line with what they think might be possible as well. However, not only Greenland is not really in support of the takeover, Canada is not in support, and let me say, majority of European countries are equally not in support of the takeover as well.
And it would seem that President Trump seems to be on the mineral resources search spree. We see the minerals deal he has signed with Ukraine. We understand that such deal might also be signed with DR Congo for some level of protection because of the oppressive tendencies coming from Rwanda. But I also wanted to, both countries, just a minute, Mr. Aratokun, both countries are members of NATO. Will this have any implication on how NATO is run if both countries continue to have this squabble over Greenland?
Well, don't get me wrong, NATO or no NATO, UN or no UN, if America says this is what we want to do, obviously NATO has really got nothing to say, because America seems to be the superpower. Chinese would definitely want to flex their muscle. Russia would definitely do that, but you can see the role America is actually playing. Now, let me ask you a simple question. If you had to vote for anyone to take over Greenland, are you going to vote for China? Or are you going to vote for Russia? Or you rather prefer America? That is the question. Look at the work-related issues in China, in Chinese government. Look at how Russia treats a lot of people in their own territory. So you now look at democracy in America. Which one do you think will be better off for the world? So everybody will still think that, okay, I think America is much more better, but do they have any hidden agenda? This is something that is yet to unfold. We're yet to know this, and these are the key things that is actually, worrisome for the whole world.
Thank you so much for your time. Always a pleasure to have you on. Global security expert Femi Aratokun, who joined us from London in the United Kingdom.
Thank you so much for having me.